guys, it's Eric with Modern Day Family Man. How you guys doing today? I'm coming to you guys with another product unboxing slash review slash comparison to a name brand product. I will be disclosing what the name brand is. It's going to be GoPro, and there's a lot of fake GoPro cameras on the market. And if you guys are like me, make a lot of YouTube videos, shelling out $300-400 for a GoPro every time they break is it's kind of crazy. So I wanted to try out some other cameras, and I was actually given the opportunity to receive a free one. It looks very similar to a GoPro. I will put a link in the description below, so you guys can pick this up if you choose to. But the downside to it is that it is not a GoPro. Okay, upside that it is a lot cheaper. So I'm coming to you today to compare it, to see. I use a GoPro. I'm using one today. Here it is right there. So we'll see how it goes. So let's definitely do the unboxing. Here it is. All right, you can see it's from China. All right. I'm not gonna. Doesn't really matter about the paperwork. I'll put one of these down a little bit. Let's do it from the bottom. I was actually quite surprised how big this box was, and how heavy it was. It's like 6 pounds. Just quite surprising. Alright, there it is. They sent a black one. Let me show you what it looks like. Here it is. Sports HD DV. Water resistance 30 meters. And you can see it comes in a bunch of different colors. They did send me the black one. And it looks very similar to a GoPro. You can see right there is Wi-Fi, just like GoPro 1080p. Very cool. And just here's some details if you guys want to read through this. I'm not going to go over this. You guys can figure this out yourself. And here's some things that you guys can use it for. Multi-purpose, car recorder, outdoor sports. You guys know what a GoPro is for, or what one of these sports cameras are. So let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy and see what's included. All this stuff. Alright, so first things first, we got the actual housing. This is a waterproof housing, just like the GoPro. The mounting things are very similar, and the housing is very similar. I am having a difficult time opening this up, so I'll work on that. But let's see what else is in there. There's some different mounts, some elbows, and what I think is nice about this is a lot of this stuff can be used for the GoPro also. It's the same mounting. This looks like a handlebar mount. I don't know what this one is. I'll take this one out. This might be like, I don't know. This has a threaded mount on the bottom and on the top. So I'll have to figure this out. This might just be like a basic housing. If you don't want it waterproof, you just want to mount it to your tripod. Here's another clip. This is another mount. This is for a thread. This is for your standard tripod. Couple more elbows, different mounting stuff. There's a USB wire. Here's where you can stick it onto like a helmet, or any, you can stick this onto a car or something like that. Here is another backing. It comes with one back right here, but it looks like here's another one. I'm not sure what this is. So they definitely send you a lot of goodies. This is some type of strap. There's another strap. It looks like some Velcro. Cleaning mount cloth. Some 3M stickies. Here's another mount. Here is some cable ties, and this is a micro USB to just the four basic wires. I guess if you want to, plug this into like some type of AV connector, or if you want sound, different ways that you can use this cable. Instructional manual. Hopefully I can figure out how to open this thing up, which I'm going to do right now, because my question is what the actual camera looks like and what the camera can do. So I need to get this bad boy open, so just bear with me. Okay, sometimes it's not the product, it's the reviewer. So if you guys can see this, here, I'll take this camera. I was pushing this thing over like the arrow says, and I was trying to lift this up. What you actually need to do is push this over and lift this up right here. So let me see if I can show you. Alright, so you push this over right there, like that, and then you lift this up, and then this thing comes up. So it's quite easy. It just, they just don't have an arrow here to tell you. They need to put another arrow right there. Alright, so now this thing's open. Time to take out the camera. Dun 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 dun! Come on. It's definitely snug in there. Come on. There's really nothing to grab. Oh, there we go. There it is. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. So very similar to the GoPro. Okay, you have an on-off button right here. You have a shutter probably right here on top. And then it looks like an up and down buttons right here. You have a HDMI out right there. You have a micro USB right there. And you have a micro SD card. And I did not see a SD card that came with this, so it looks like you might have to provide your own. Luckily, I do have a few of them. And then on the back, which is very nice, I want to take off the film, is that you do have a screen on this one. My Hero 3 does not have a screen, but it allows you to attach a screen or a extra battery, where this one has a built-in screen like the Hero 4 Silver. So very similar to the Hero 4 Silver. And then the battery, it's right here at the bottom. So here's the battery at the bottom. And I know on my GoPro it's very difficult to open up. Let's see how difficult this is. This is not bad at all. So you can see, and then there's a little tab right here. And there we go, there's the battery. I was hoping that these would be similar batteries to the GoPro, but as you can see here, they are definitely different in size. very similar, but definitely different in size. So I'm going to try to get a couple more batteries. This is 3.7 volts, lithium ion battery, 900 milliamps. Here we go. Let's see if I probably need to charge this thing up. Yep, pressing the on and off button, I'm not getting anything. So I'm going to charge this up and we will come back. Alright guys, we are back, and as you can see here, I got the camera all charged up, and I think the hardest thing for me at first, it probably took about a half hour, which I don't show you here. It's just changing the damn language. It was in some Chinese or Japanese, and just going through all the menus trying to find English was nearly impossible, even though the instructions that I received were in English. So but the instruction book was pretty much useless. So as you guys can see here, there's a lot of great features. Most of them you're not going to use or don't know what they are. Like most of them I didn't know, except for here you can see what kind of movie mode that you want to shoot. You have 1820, I think that says by 1080, 30 frames per second. 1200 by 720, 30 frames per second, and a couple other options. There was a 60 frames per second option in there too. So a lot of great options. Actually, until recently, I didn't even, or I wasn't able to find where I could take off the time date until I was actually making this video, and I realized that there was an option that said none, and I was setting the date, but didn't realize I had to click none to get it off the screen. So my mistake. So the footage that you'll see after this, you'll see that it does have a time stamp on there, and I just couldn't figure out how to turn it off when I was testing this. So, but now I know. So you can see here there's lots of great features which probably none of you guys would use, except for maybe here's a still image size. There's a 12 megapixel option, there's a 14 megapixel option. There's some different types of scenes, some exposure, color, some different types of effects. This is the volume for the sounds. You can protect files, you can format the files or the SD card. Pretty self-explanatory. So nothing to write home about. Here's the date format thing that I was confused about. I thought I was just selecting the format, not actually turning it on and off, but that is where you turn it on and off. Some LCD power saver mode, like after a minute of your recording, the screen will turn off to save the battery. There is an option in there that you can keep it on the whole time, but as the screen is on, it does take up a lot of battery power. So what it comes down to in reality is not all these features. It's really about how good the camera performs and what the picture quality and the audio quality is. So let's go ahead and take this bad boy out and let me show you what kind of footage it has. Alright, so this is actually the GoPro filming the KINGCOOL screen. You can see the screen quality is okay, nothing to write home about. And now I'm going to switch over to the actual footage that I just taped with the KINGCOOL sports camera. You can see that there are some black lines that are rolling from the bottom to the top. And I think that's because the GoPro is right next to it, and I think it might be getting some feedback. This feedback doesn't show up in footage later, so just want to let you guys know if you do have two cameras that might show up. This is a split screen. What do you think? Are the cameras the same? On the left is the generic GoPro. On the right is the original GoPro. I I actually think the quality is decent, but let me freeze frame it right here, and you can see right here as the light adjusts as I turn the seat, the KINGCOOL camera can't adjust for the low light situation, where as you can see the GoPro adjusts nicely and you can still see it crystal clear. Here's another video where I had some trouble with the low light situation, and these two cameras are right next to each other and you can see the same light is in both cameras, but the KINGCOOL camera it keeps going in and out because of the lighting situation, where the GoPro is very steady and you can see it crystal clear. Even though it's not as wide as the KINGCOOL camera and the contrast is not as good, but I think you can probably play with some of the settings if you want a deeper contrast. Overall though, I think this is a really cool camera and I think we should have some more fun with it. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Slingshot. The only other con that I have about this camera is the sound quality, which is halfway decent except for in loud situations like at a bar or at a concert, which I'll show you right here what it sounded like. So you can see how annoying that sound can be, especially if you're expecting to hear, a band or, you're something very loud, where all you're going to hear is the static. So it's definitely a downside to this camera alongside the low light issue, but otherwise this is a great camera if you're going to be outside, if you're going to just be filming with no sound. This is a great camera, or basic sound or regular sound. It's a great camera for 1/3 the cost of a GoPro. You can use it as a backup to a GoPro or to any other camera, or just to have just to use on an everyday basis, as long as it's not in a loud situation or in a dark situation. So I'll put a link below for this camera. I give it a thumbs up for just because of the price, the $60-$70. If it was much more than that, I would give it a thumbs down, but for $60, I think it's a decent camera. So check out the link below, and thanks for watching. Make sure you click right here and subscribe to my channel. Also click the link I think it's right there for the thumbs up, and I appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next video.